Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by
Yo, everybody, it's
DrRoto.com.
So let's get to it.
Bring the pain!
What's up, everybody? This is Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you in Dr. Roto this week. Ooh, yeah! If you haven't been over to the site, get over to the site. Use code WORDWIN and get a percentage off of your subscription today. How's everybody doing today? You ready for another Ultra Contrarian show? Woo! Ha ha! Man, I did pretty good last night. So Dan and I were on the Fight Club of Pain, and we threw out an NFL showdown slate. Mind you, I made it live air, hit it. I had a guy that literally got dropped. Still cashed. That lineup scored over 80 points, which was top 30% last night on most of the DFS slates for the showdown slate. So again, even in all my craziness going on right now with my martial arts tournament tomorrow, just got done ironing a gi, and so we got a bunch of other stuff we have to do, get ready. So that's a big, huge for me. So I know that everybody knows. Some people know that I'm a point fighter. Some people don't know. But tomorrow is a Grand Champions dinner, and that I've been invited to, as well as my daughter and a lot of my other teammates. And we'll be presented with plaques, of course, for being overall points champion. There is a tournament tomorrow, so I am fighting. So hopefully I get a fight. Let's hope my back holds up. It seems to be doing good. So, I never normally worry about these things, but sometimes things happen and fighters have to adjust. That's why fight theory is huge in the Fight Club of Pain. Yeah. Woo! But we're talking about the NFL slate, the DFS slate for Week 12. Man, we got people in and out already. People are waiting on Wilson for Green Bay. Are they going to get the go? Is Jacobs going to play? What's the limit? What's going on with Jalen Warren? Everybody's running to Kenneth Gainwell, especially after all the 2 touchdowns. So people are going to be chasing points. Gainwell's probably going to be 25-30% even if Warren plays, because of his price is pretty cheap. But for me, I went a different way. The macho pick of the week. Ooh, yeah. The macho pick of the week is Alvin Kamara. Now, I saw that he came up with a questionable tag. I'm watching that, but that's normal for Kamara. We know that. But before the bye, he got over 20 carries, and I don't even want that. I need at least 15, 16 carries, at least 5 to 6 targets out of the backfield, as I stated on Bring the Pain on Tuesday when I revealed Alvin Kamara as my macho pick of the week. The average in the last 3 games against the Falcons, I went 3 games because the 4th game prior to that was the 140-plus explosion he had against the Falcons. And I didn't want to go too far back, so I went with the 3 years. And so the 3 years, his average is right around 15, 16 carries, 76 yards, around 5 receptions for around 41 yards. He only has 1 touchdown in the last 3 games against the Falcons. That's Alvin Kamara. But I'm willing to take a shot on him because everybody else is going to be everywhere else. So we're probably going to get Alvin Kamara for around 10%, maybe 12%. Could be less. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to create the contrarian lineups so that all of you can win some cash. Yeah. Woo! All right. Well, let's get to it. I don't see why we should fix something that is not broke. I'm going to be highlighting Jacoby Brissett again this week. Of course, I've been on the Brissett train for years now. I know that this guy always comes in and performs at a high level. Just something about him. But it was like the 1 year he was like, okay, you could be the starter, and he sucked. He's just better as a backup, but I don't know why. The aura, the nostalgia, the way he plans coming into the season. Maybe he's just fresher at this point of the season. I mean, he is. There's a lot of injuries going across the whole league. So that being said, 5,300 on DraftKings, 7,300 on FanDuel. Now, I do like Tyler Shaw for the Saints. I love him, and I really want to get him in some lineups along with Olave, Johnson. The Saints are my sneaky stack. You will see that tomorrow when we release all of our rankings for the site. I got all my work done. Of course, the 5-tastic picks will be out for the UFC as well too. I've got some bangers, and they just added Waldo's Cortez Acosta. That's my guy. We're in it. So I really like the matchup with Brissett. And, I'm going to end up pairing that with stuff. And I know that everybody's going to be on Trey McBride, of course. But for me, I've got another guy at tight end that I'm going to feature because I feel and I would rather be on this guy when nobody else is. Because if I get a chance to get this guy for 2-3% and he just gets a score, he's getting the targets, then I'm definitely do that. But I mean, even over Brissett, when you're looking at the overall across, and now that he's at 5,300 and outs over the 5,000, you got to look at the last 5 games of 20 plus points. I will pay 5,300 for that all day. But for my quarterbacks that I love above that range, other than Tyler Shaw, you need to go to Dr. Roto and join using code word WIN. However, I have a special code that will give you access to Dr. Roto for a certain time period. And I will reveal that soon. You get the whole site for free. So there's 41 people in here. I see all the comments coming in right now. So while I'm off on that. So, well, dude, you're about to get a really good sub, man. That's right. So we got some people coming in here and everybody's all things. So everybody's just saying hello. So, of course, we have live comments going on as we get to this. But now that we said that, I will reveal that before the Ultra Contrarian lineups. All of you have to grab this code because not only will you have access to Dr. Roto at the site, you will have access to the Five-tastic Picks. I'm telling you, my Five-tastic Picks article for the UFC event is going to be smashed. You take that money and then you put the money on football. This is the sauce I've been doing all year long, and it seems to work. So I hope you jump on and make sure you get that thing. What's up, Charles? I see you right there. Of course, Goob, the goofy guy. I see you coming in there. I think some of the answers are getting already streamed out because I have a bunch of, people going in there. So make sure you mind that. Let's move along. I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm targeting at a game, and the game I'm going to be targeting is Dallas and the Eagles. Look, nobody's going to be scared to play the Dallas players, but will they be scared to use Saquon Barkley? Everybody wants Jonathan Taylor, but I'm featuring Saquon Barkley because I know that Saquon Barkley is going to be under 15% owned, maybe 20, depending on the slate. 15% owned, but at 7,500 on DraftKings, I'd rather pay that for a player that has been getting 20 plus touches in the last few games. Also, 9,000 on FanDuel. Now, that is a little up there on FanDuel. We do want to watch that. But at the same time, when you go to Saquon Barkley, and this game is pivotal, Dallas is trying to come back. It's in Dallas. Dallas's defense showed up last week, exactly what I said. Quinnen Williams was going to make a difference. And Overshawn just provided that bravada as a hero, but he's still getting himself worked back into a snap count. So while he's getting better, Quinnen Williams is already delivering, had that sack prop. So that being said, I know that Saquon's points of 10 and 13, but all we need is that big run. All we need is those 20 carries and a few catches, and we don't even need the break. We just need a lot of running, right? We get 140 yards from Saquon and 1 or 2 touchdowns. All of you are going to forget about Jonathan Taylor on Sunday. Watch and mark those words. So, that being said, get him in your lineup. He will be ultra contrarian, and you are swaying from the pack. Wide receiver, exactly the guy. And you think that I'm jumping on it. I was on Michael Wilson last week. I'm still on Michael Wilson because he's only $4,800. I will pay $5,300 for Brissett and $4,800 for Michael Wilson. This will all make sense once we get to the Ultra Contrarian lineups because I did gear around that certain game that I was just talking about. So $4,800 on DraftKings, $6,300 on FanDuel. That is still big. Look, last game for Wilson was just nuts. All those targets. He's going to get them again. And if he doesn't, even if he drops 30% and gets around 9 to 10 targets, maybe we get that score. And if we get that, we're completely across the board. $4,800, the savings that's going to allow you is going to allow you to tap the players that we need in the shootout that we need to take a place of. Because everybody else is going to go to other shootouts. I'm going to Dallas and Philly. That's where I'm going. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to Dallas and Philly. And if I die a Dallas and Philly game, then I do. I do. But that being said, let's move along to the tight end. Now, tight end, Noah Fant. I know with Jamar Chase not there, Noah Fant is going to get extra catches, extra targets. He's already getting about 5 a week. All we need Noah Fant to do is get 7 and get that one touchdown. Give me that one touchdown because nobody will be on Noah Fant. I will be, and so will all of you pain bringers and all the subscribers at Dr. Roto. 3,100 on DraftKings and on FanDuel, 5,200. That's not bad. The 31 kind of puts him there. I always go cheap. I punt tight end all the time, right? But I'm not doing it this time. I want that action. And I know that everybody's going to be going to Trey McBride. I already have that offense and set. But I'm going to take that loss. I will take 5 to 6 maybe receptions or targets less, which would be probably 3 or 4 receptions. But if McBride doesn't score, just like Doc said last week, does that make him worth the chance if he doesn't have a chance to score? And he does. He has a chance to score every week, of course. But for me, I'm doing this. I'm playing Noah Fant, and I like his price, and I like that nobody's going to be on him but us. So get on him. All right, now, this defense is a little pricey. And all of you know that watch the Ultra Contrarian show know that I usually punt defense. When we get to the Ultra Contrarian lineups, I might punt some defense. However, the Cleveland Browns defense is just in a perfect spot. The Browns at 2,900 on DraftKings, 4,400 on FanDuel. FanDuel, that's hard. Look, they're gonna go to Vegas. They got Geno Smith. Geno freaking, I'm a wreck Smith. Geno, I'm lost, can't get the ball to Ashton Gianti Smith. I have been annoyed with the Raiders organization, like a lot of other people, for a long time, but this stems back to Catwalk Jimmy G and the Monday Night Breakdown that he had with Devontae Adams. Ever since the Catwalk Jimmy G has evolved, this team has been trash. And literally, we're sitting there. I feel bad for Gianti. I'm like, dude, bro. And he's just sitting on the sideline like, home. And that's what bad organizations create. The Raiders are a bad organization. And if anybody's watching is a part of that organization, you're the problem. You're the problem. You need somebody like me to come in and rouse these guys up. Geno Smith should have been out. It's sad that I have to say I'd rather see Kenny Pickett, right? But at least I know he's got the youth on him. At least I know that if he can somewhat salvage some part of this season, he might. But I will say this. I did take Geno Smith as the interception leader this year as a future bet in the NFL. So if the Raiders want to keep on playing Geno Smith out there, I'm going to call him Jimmy Smith. Jimmy, check it. Jimmy Smith. We're going to Chris Everett that bad boy. Yeah. You don't get your real name back until you have a good game, bro. That's how we're doing it, Geno. Right? So, that being said, we move along. The Browns are going to stomp the shit out of them. And everybody's probably going to be on. The Browns defense will be 20 to 30% owned. But it's worth it. So, I'm taking it. All right. Now it's to that point. So, I'm going to give out a DFS Hero simulated lineup. This should be really fun. Of course, there's been some tweaks to this, but not my tweaks. So, we're gonna throw that. I already got it right there. There's gonna be a fresh. So you're getting literally, it's like, so if you just think, oh, look at that heat override guy, he's running his mouth again, thinking he knows everything. Well, here's an optimizer if you want to take a computer's advice. Because that's what football does. But when it comes to the UFC, it ain't happening, right? It's not happening. The computers are not better than a human when it comes to UFC betting and DFS. Yeah. But for NFL, you got a chance. Let's build a lineup. I like to run my mouth. We know this. All right, here we go. Lawrence, Chase Brown, Wilson. It's counting going Wilson, but Wilson will probably get to play. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Wan'Dale Robinson, Michael Wilson, Trey McBride, Kyle Pitts, and the Seahawks defense. I like it. It's a great lineup. Seahawks defense, of course, I would probably play around with that. You got the Packers, Ravens around that area, even the Lions. I mean, you could go Lions at that point. But the Seahawks defense has been one of the best defenses all year long. They have definitely put out the thing. Hey, can you wish my homie Nick Gurr a happy birthday? Yeah, bend over. I see what you're doing there. I got you. You thought you was going to get me, but we got these little fun guys. So every once in a while on YouTube, you get some funny guys. So, I was almost going to let you play. I was going to play into that game. But we're here for some Ultra Contrarian Lineups. By the way, you want to get over to Dr. Roto. You want to use code word playoffs, and you might be able to get behind a paywall. But outside of that, let's get to the Ultra Contrarian Lineups.
Oh, yeah. It's time for that time of the show when the cream of the crop rises to the top. We're going to win you some money, and we're going to make that get some money. Yeah. The Macho Man that certifies these lineups, and we're going to go to the top. Oh, yeah.
Let's get to the Ultra Contrarian Lineups for this week. What's up, Catherine King? How you doing today? We'll throw that up there. All right. Bam. You could go either Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts. That's what I'm doing. I love the Hurts, but I love me some Lamar Jackson. The fact you can get both of those quarterbacks is just gravy, right? So we got Barkley, Kamara, Pickens, Wilson, Michael Wilson, that is, A.J. Brown. We got Noah Brown. We got Travion Henderson and the Browns defense for one of the baddest lineups in all of creation. We got this team, people, right? Boom. Camera can't keep up with me. I'm an enigma. Woo. FanDuel. We're going to go a little crazy with this one. Switch it up a little. Get crazy, right? Brissett, Kamara, Henderson, Wilson, Pickens, A.J. Brown, Font, Barkley, the Titans. Remember the Titans. Titans defense, Yeah, I know that Seattle's going to whoop them, right? But guess what? The Titans haven't been bad the last 2 weeks. A 5 and a 10. If we can get just Sam Darnold, just like I said last week, the Rams were going to turn Sam Darnold into Sam Armbold, and he's going to throw us some interceptions. What happened? The Rams fan comes through because he knows his team and what's going to happen to Sam Darnold. He's on the road in Tennessee. Dude, he's getting stomped out. I'm telling you. He's not going to do, so they're going to end up running. They're going to end up running a lot. But I'm telling you that at some point they are going to throw. At some point they have to go to JSN. And at some point they're going to get a sack or two. Razzle them up. Give me 5 points. Titans, give me 3 points. If we can get 3 points from the Titans defense, you will have 2 cash game lineups that will help you make you our rich friend. Also, remember to get to Dr. Roto, get in the subs only Discord, and check out my lineups. I'll have some of the bets and DFS lineups going in for the UFC tonight because tomorrow's starts at 10 a.m. And I want to make sure, again, I will be fighting at that time. And so while I'm fighting, I cannot help anybody because I have to help myself in the ring. So I want to say thank you to everybody that commented, even though you're crazy comments. And even though you got all those crazy stuff, make sure you get there and you take advantage of the playoffs code because that will help you win this week. And then you can just join us for the rest of the year because we get Roth UFC next week and we got the Turkey Day. So this Tuesday, I will be giving away a Turkey Day lineup and I will cover the Turkey Day event, of course, Thanksgiving Day for the NFL. So you'll have all of that on the Tuesday show. Have a great day, everybody, and always remember to bring the pain. Ooh.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. Until the next visit, be well